So have you ever wanted to write an ebook but thought it could take weeks or even months? So many people never get started writing their ebook just because of how long they think it will take. But what if I told you that writing your ebook and finishing it could be done in less than 24 hours? I did it and I'm going to show you how. Hey guys, my name is Dawn Marie and I'm here on YouTube documenting my own journey of starting a digital product business from scratch, and I want to take you behind the scenes and show you what that looks like. I also share what's working for me that maybe you can try in your own business to sell your own digital info products. Plus, I break down my marketing strategies and give you helpful tips and ideas. So if you'd like to join me, then I hope you'll stick around and consider subscribing to the channel. Now, the secret to writing a 20,000 word ebook in less than 24 hours is leveraging AI tools like ChatGPT. Now, if you've not heard about ChatGPT, then where have you been? I mean, it's one of my favorite tools in marketing, and it's a smart computer program that can chat with you and help you with your writing. So it's like having a really helpful friend who knows a lot about many things. So you just pretty much type in what you need, and ChatGPT gives you ideas, writes text, and answers your questions. So let's head on over to my computer where I'm going to show you just how I write 20,000 words for an ebook in less than 24 hours. Okay, so to get started with ChatGPT, let's head on over to Google and do a search for ChatGPT. And then it is the first link that you have in your Google search, which says ChatGPT OpenAI. Now, when you click on this link, you will need to sign up. You may come to a page like this. It might look slightly different on your end. Now, ChatGPT is free to use for certain versions of the app, but the creators have actually updated it. And there are most recent versions that you need to pay for, but it's not entirely necessary right now, and you're still able to use it for free right now. So what you want to do is, if you don't yet have an account, go right ahead and sign up for ChatGPT using an email address and password. This could say start now, and when you click on it, it is likely to ask for an email address and password if you don't yet have an account. But if you do have an account, go ahead and log in. I'm just going to click on this start now button, and then it will take me to the ChatGPT feed platform where you can begin chatting with ChatGPT. Okay, so I want to show you around a little. So here is the text box where you can type your questions, or what they refer to as prompts, that will instruct ChatGPT to respond to you with answers. In this section, this is where ChatGPT will give you the answers to your prompt. And on the left-hand side, this is where it will store all your sessions of the chats that you previously had with it. Now, it will also name these sessions by itself. So it will give you a title so you can always refer to it later on. If you want to update this title, you can click on the three dots and click on rename, where you are able to edit the title and rename it to what you want. Now, one thing to note, that when you have created your sessions, so these here are different sessions that you will start building up as you use ChatGPT. And this is really good because if you log out and log back in, you will find all your stored sessions on this side. And the beauty of this is that ChatGPT will always remember what's in your session, so you can literally pick up the conversation where you left off and it will remember it. Okay, so now that we know our way around, it is quite a very simple platform. When you are using a tool like ChatGPT to write your own ebook, there are a few things that you need to think about in regards to your ebook before you begin typing in your questions or prompts that ChatGPT will answer. Now, when you think about your ebook, or any book that you're writing for that matter, your book will have structure. So it will be broken down into chapters, and then each chapter will represent a certain topic about your overarching topic that then leads the reader to a conclusion, which is the desired result that they're looking for and the reason why they purchased your ebook in any event. So think about the objective of your ebook. Think about what you want your readers to achieve by the end of the book. So for instance, if you want them to master a specific skill or understand a concept thoroughly, keep that goal in mind, because this objective will guide the entire structure of your ebook and will help you think about what topics need to be covered in the ebook to achieve that objective. So let's get started using ChatGPT. Now, I want to write an ebook about how to do organic vegetable gardening, and the objective of this ebook for the reader is that by the end of reading it, they will be able to start or would have started organic vegetable gardening and would have created their first organic vegetable garden. So this is what we're starting with. And even if you don't have the points to note in your own ebook, don't worry, because this is where ChatGPT will help us. Now, I like to think of ChatGPT as having a conversation with a very knowledgeable friend. So I'm going to talk to it and ask questions like I would my friend. But you also want to ask it detailed and specific questions so it can give you the best response. So instead of asking it, for example, write an ebook on organic vegetable gardening, what I'm going to say is, I want to write an ebook on organic vegetable gardening. The objective of this ebook is that readers will be able to start or would have started organic vegetable gardening and would have created their first organic vegetable garden. So I'm going to tell it, please give me the chapters or sections that I should cover in this ebook to give the reader everything they need to do to prepare an organic vegetable garden. So once I have written out this prompt or question, all I'm going to do is press enter, or I can use this button here to submit my prompt or question. And then ChatGPT is literally going to give us ideas. Again, these are just simply ideas to help us put our ebook together. Okay, great. So you will know when ChatGPT has ended when this arrow turns gray. And then also you would notice some icons below the text, which is an indication that ChatGPT has finalized its response to you. So here, if I were to scroll back up, you can see that we have our outline. It has given us 10 recommended chapters. I'm not saying that you actually need to use these chapters as it is, but what it is doing is that it is giving us ideas for things that we can include in our ebook, right? So this is our outline. It starts with planning your organic vegetable gardening. So that could actually be the first section of your ebook. And then you can see that it breaks down further suggested topics or chapters that you can include in that chapter. So rather further sections or additional sections or topics that you can include in your chapter. Now it even tells us, once it has broken down those additional sections, it even tells us some points that we could consider in our ebook. And what I like to do with this is I'm going to scroll to the end of it, and I'm going to click on this copy icon here. And what I like to do is copy it to my own document and start building out my ebook with this content. Right, so this is how my ebook is going. This is really the base or the foundation of my ebook. Okay, so we have our chapters defined. Now let's get into the meat of the ebook. Now, I think it's important to mention that if you are using ChatGPT to write your ebook, you should actually have some knowledge of the topic to ensure that the content is accurate, because ChatGPT is not always accurate in the information that it provides. And whilst it's like a robot and it's very intelligent, it might get some things wrong, which is why you need to fact check it before you publish it. So I want you to keep that in mind. If I'm reading the content that ChatGPT has given to you and you realize that it's not quite accurate, go ahead and make any changes to it, right? So remember, that this ebook is essentially yours, and you can always tweak the content the way that you want it. So I'm not saying that every single thing that ChatGPT gives to you that you do not edit it. You really want to make sure that you're editing the content to reflect your unique voice, your style of writing, so that it represents and will strongly represent your brand. Now, let's flesh out our ebook because we have these different sections and chapters, but I want ChatGPT to help me write the content or the body of the ebook. So let's go section by section or chapter by chapter. I'm going to start with the introduction. So, with this information, what I could do is I could go on to say the first chapter of my ebook is, and I'm going to copy this information and paste it in the text box. So the first chapter of my ebook is what is organic gardening, and in this chapter I want to give a definition and principles of organic gardening and also the benefits of growing your own organic vegetables. Then at the end, I'm going to say, can you help me write it? So let's press enter, or again, we can use this button here with the arrow on it to submit the prompt, and then let's see what it says. Okay, perfect. So in this instance, and this is something that sometimes ChatGPT does, it gives you two options to help you write better or in a more effective way. And you can choose, after going through and reading the content, you can choose which one you prefer. So I'm going to choose response 1. So I prefer this response. And then what you want to do is you want to go through and make sure that 1, this content is actually accurate, and 2, it contains all the information that you as the expert thinks it should include. So again, I want you to remember that ChatGPT is only an application, but you need to verify the information before you publish it. Now, there are a few things that you can do with all this information it has given. So this really is for the first chapter, right? So you may read the content and realize that this sounds very academic and nothing like your voice, and it needs a bit of spice to make it sound like you, right? So at the end of the day, people are buying from you because they recognize your brand voice, your style, and you want to make sure that that is conveyed in your ebook. Right? So how can you make ChatGPT sound like you? Simply by giving it a few instructions. So the first thing that I notice is that the language is quite formal and it uses a lot of jargon. So I know that the audience that I'm writing for, they are not experts in this and they prefer to read simple language. So I really don't want to come across like I'm sounding like I'm at a university or I'm a professor. I really just want to sound like the best friend who is helping her girlfriend out to build an organic vegetable garden. So I could go to ChatGPT again, and again, just being very conversational, I could say, your first paragraph, and I'm going to put a hyphen and copy and paste the paragraph. So that way it knows that I am referring to a piece of content that it has provided to me. Then I will say, sounds very academic. I will go on to say, my readers like using simple language and will not understand the jargon that you have used. I want to sound like I'm giving my best friend advice on doing organic vegetable gardening. So the tone needs to be straightforward, approachable, and welcoming. Can you rewrite this for me? And then what it will do is it will rewrite that specific paragraph. Now, the reason why I've only selected a small paragraph of its original response instead of selecting the entire response is that I want to test the response to this new prompt and see whether it delivers a better paragraph that matches the style that I am looking for. And if it does, then great, I can tell it to apply that style to the rest of the content. But if it doesn't, you again want to tweak your prompt until it has given you content that you feel more aligns with your unique personality, with your brand. So let's go ahead and click on the button with the arrow and see what it gives to us. Okay, so once it has given you the suggested content, you will read it and then determine whether or not it's better for you. Okay, so as I read this chapter, I don't really like how it uses the word veggies here. So I want to slightly tweak the content, and to do this, what I'm going to say is I don't like the use of the word veggies. So for veggies, please use vegetables. And then I'm going to press enter and see if it actually rewrites the paragraph and insert the word vegetables. And you really want to pinpoint this within ChatGPT, because as you continue to use it for the remainder of your ebook, you want to make sure that it really understands your style of writing. So if there is something or a word, no matter how small, that you don't quite like how it includes it in its response, make sure to point that out so that in the future responses, it can keep that in mind and give you the preferred way of writing. So you can see here that now it has included the word vegetables instead of veggies. Now I'm very happy with this style, so I will tell this to ChatGPT, and now I'm going to ask it to rewrite the entire content that it first gave to me in this tone of voice. So here's what I'm going to say now. So I'm going to say, this is exactly the tone of voice that I want you to write my ebook in. Can you rewrite the entire first paragraph that you wrote for me in this tone of voice? And what you could do as well to help it, you can go back to the entire paragraph that it gave to you, chapter 1. You can copy it. This is probably not absolutely necessary, but I want to be absolutely sure that it understands what I'm saying. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put a hyphen, then copy that. And then I'm going to click enter and see what it comes back with. Okay, so that's the first thing that you can do as you're writing your ebook, right? The next thing you can do is, if you're not generally happy with the content that ChatGPT is given to you, or you feel that more depth is needed, you feel like it needs to be a bit more comprehensive, you can ask it to provide more substance. So for example, in the benefits of growing your own organic vegetable garden, I noticed that ChatGPT did not mention food independence and having your own control over food production. So I can go back to ChatGPT and I will say, another benefit of organic vegetable gardening is having food independence and control over food production. Under your benefits of organic vegetable gardening section, you gave me, let's scroll back up a little, so it gave me 4 benefits. Can you address this as one of the benefits in your content maintaining my tone of voice. Again, I'm going to press enter and then wait to see what it says. Okay, then you want to read the response it has given to you. Once you've read it, ask yourself, do you need any adjustments? If yes, go ahead and ask it for those adjustments, or if you're happy with it, it's time to use it in your ebook. Or what I like to do is when I'm reading over the content, I may ever so often adjust it in the way that it sounds good to me. So I can now take this information that it has given to me for chapter 1. So let's say that I want to copy it from here. Chapter 1. And I'm going to go to my draft copy. And let's put there. I can now paste the section of the ebook. Then I'm also going to include the 5th benefit that it gave to me to round out that introduction. Now I'm only including this content in my ebook once I am happy with it, right? So I now have content that sounds really good to me. And then I can continue doing this or taking this approach for the rest of my ebook until it is finished. Now, one of the questions that you might be wondering about is the copyright of this ebook, especially since we use AI to help us write the ebook. Well, according to Copyright Alliance, it says if a work contains both AI generated elements and elements of human authorship protectable by copyright law, such as human authored text or humans' minimally creative arrangement, selection, and coordination of various parts of the work, the elements of the work that are protected by copyright would be owned by the human author. Now, I'm the lawyer, so you'll need legal guidance on the interpretation of this. But what I like to do when I'm writing ebooks, and I've had the assistance of ChatGPT, is I always like to reword pieces of the content in my own style to add the human authored element to it. So if anyone is watching and has some guidance on the legal side of AI generated content, then please let me know in the comments below. Another thing that you may wonder is whether you should disclose that your work has been produced with the help of AI. I'm not quite sure whether there is any legal requirement, and I suppose it will become an ethical question, so you may wish to disclose that if you want to. So I hope this video has been useful and that you are now able, nothing really is holding you back from getting started with your ebook. I really hope this helps you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know whether this does help you and whether you are going to start writing your first or next ebook using AI. And I will see you in my next video. Bye now.